So this is from the Huffington Post. A U.S. military contractor in Afghanistan fired for wearing neo-Nazi flag. Now, what I think is interesting is they actually changed the title of this article once already. In the original version, replaced neo-Nazi with white nationalist, and I have no idea why. Why they would think to change it to that, because both of those are equally inaccurate when we're talking about ethnic Kekistanis. So we'll just go through the article and put all the ways that this author is completely wrong. This is by Christopher Matthias. Now, the nice thing about this article is that I can tell that this guy did not do his research, or he did do his research and he published a lie anyway. Like, this is the most comforting, because a lot of articles I do, though I can never really tell if they just didn't do, if they were misunderstood or something. Like, I can kind of give them the benefit of the doubt in certain ways. This guy, no, like, this is so obviously wrong by anyone that has done the least bit of research that either he didn't do the research, which makes him a bad journalist, or he did do the research and he was still wrong. And he decided to lie anyway. But anyway, that's right there. There's the picture of him wearing the Kekistan flag on his, it looks like, left side, unless the image is mirrored, the Kekistani flag, one of which I actually own, and I'm actually looking at right now if I look this way. I love this flag. It's hilarious. But a civilian contractor working with the U.S. Armed Forces in Afghanistan has been fired after video footage posted online this week showing him wearing a white nationalist Kekistan flag patch on his helmet. Sergeant First Class Deborah Richardson, spokeswoman for U.S. forces in Afghanistan, told HuffPost in an email Tuesday that the man working for the Virginia-based aviation company, consultant company MAG Aerospace. Richardson declined to identify the man, but said he was immediately terminated for a violation of community standards and is scheduled to depart Afghanistan today, September 25th. Now, they do actually, later in the article, I'm not going to read the whole thing because that's a waste of time, but they do point out that if the article is correct in that sense, which it might be, might not be, that he was terminated because he had some kind of like political statement on his uniform. Like, he made some sort of political statement with a symbol or something like that, and that's why he was terminated. So, that does actually mean that he was rightfully terminated, that he should not have done what he did, and they fired him for an okay reason. Like, this isn't prejudice, this isn't, like, political bias, this is just, he had some kind of political symbol on his helmet, and for that reason, like, that's wrong. It goes against, the standards. And he was let go, which is fine. Like, if those are your standards and he disobeyed them, then fine. Like, this guy messed up. I think this guy messed up, and he shouldn't have done it. But it was not a white nationalist symbol. It was not a neo-Nazi flag, not even remotely. Now, there's the picture right there, and you might be thinking, that looks an awful lot like the neo-Nazi flag. And you'd be correct. With the Iron Cross, instead of a red background, you've got a green background. Instead of a swastika, you have the Kek symbol, I suppose. I don't actually know what you call that. But a bunch of Ks. And you'd be like, well, if it's not white nationalist, or if it's not neo-Nazi, then why is it based off the neo-Nazi flag? Well, I will explain. It's political satire. That's what it is. It is a parody of everything identity politics. It is a parody making fun of those that rely on identity politics for things. The people that say, like, we fight for the interests of our own race, of our own gender, those kind of people who focus on identity and therefore fight for the values of their identity, something that you can't really change, something like your race, not something like your profession or your political ideology. They focus based on race, which is why, and this attacks both the left and right. It was originally meant to make fun of the left because they're the ones kind of drumming up the identity politics to the max. The people that fight for, like, people that fight for like affirmative action and stuff like that, and things that, like, politics that specifically impact someone's race or sex, something like that. It's to make fun of those kind of people that rely on race and gender for their view of politics. Like, it's making fun of those people, and it's also making fun of the people on the right. So you think neo-Nazis, identity politics, they were all about identity politics for white people and not for anyone else. So that's what they did. It was a parody of the flag because people were calling them Nazis, basically. I'm not sure of the exact, I think it was a combination of factors, but at least one of the factors I know were, like, people were against identity politics, like, oh, you must be a Nazi. But no, it's a parody. It's meant to be a parody. That's why it's it's a parody of the Nazi flag, because again, it is making fun of it. It is making fun of identity politics. And if you think this is white nationalist, think of Richard Spencer, who actually said, I can't remember exactly what he said, but he posted something on Twitter, something along the lines of praise Kek or some reference to Kekistan. And all the follow-up tweets were, all the people were responding to him were like, no, don't do this. No, that's our thing. You can't take it from us. No, don't do that. Like, the white nationalists hate Kekistan because Kekistan makes fun of them. It makes fun of the white nationalists. It makes fun of the neo-Nazis. So again, it's like calling a group dedicated to fighting racism like a pro-racist group or something like that. And of course, there are groups that supposedly claim to fight racism, but we're talking strictly as you are calling them the thing they're making fun of. And that's what this article completely misunderstands. And it's not even like they're trying to hide it. Like, there are certain things like the hand symbol where, like, people joke about it and they pretend it's like a racist symbol, and that's the joke, and that these, like, nobody that likes the Kekistan flag will pretend it's a racist flag. No, it's a parody. It's a joke, which I find really interesting, considering it always seems that when they put out articles like this on like the Kekistan flag, they always seem to attack them for being racist and being like pro-identity politics, which is weird, because it's like, if you're actually trying to fight identity politics, you would actually, if you're trying to fight actual racism out there, you would give credit to those that are making fun of racism, because that's one way to stop it, is just to humor it out of existence, just to say, this is so incredibly stupid that we're going to make fun of it and show you how stupid it is with humor. And that's a great way of doing it. But yeah, it's, for some reason, they always seem to go after the Kekistan flag, which it's great. But no, the actual meaning, I should say, what it represents, what is a Kekistani? It is an ethnic group, a completely fictional ethnic group that follows Kekistan culture, which is creating memes and posting things on the internet and trolling people. That's what it means, and that's why it's a parody, because it's talking about ethnic Kekistanis. It's fighting for the rights of ethnic Kekistanis, and there's no such thing. Like, it's a parody. It's a joke. And that's why I think it is hilarious. Like, it's a very well done joke, and I'm surprised it's lasted this long. It's you see it kind of disappear over the ages, because I mean, it's a joke, so like all jokes, it gets old over time. But yeah, Huffington Post is still writing hit pieces on this by like hack journalists that are just trying to put out like their own propaganda and not actually do any decent research. And this is like I have no, like, if you watch some of my earlier article Audit, I'll try to be very nice to the people being like, well, maybe they got this wrong and they didn't mean to. Maybe they need a clarification. Maybe they misunderstood things. This guy is definitely like a bad person. Like, this guy screwed up majorly. And if he does not correct it, like, that is a huge sign that he is intentionally just trying to slander these people. He's trying to slander an ethnic group. So... But yeah, it's great. White nationalists have waved the Kekistan flag at racist rallies across the country in recent years, including at the deadly 2017 rally in Charlottesville, Virginia. I can say for a fact that is not true, because again, it's like saying white nationalists have waved the Soviet Union flag at racist rallies across the country. It's like, I don't have to like do research to know that that's false. Like, I just know that what kind of like white nationalist or neo-Nazi would wave like a Soviet Union flag, a USSR flag. I just know they wouldn't do it, because it's like, why would they wave a flag that represents everything they hate? It's like, I just know that's totally false right there. And you might be able to say, oh, there are pictures of people in okay, this isn't specifically the Charlottesville. I was curious to see if that was Charlottesville. But you might be able to find pictures of people holding up, like, a Kekistan flag in Charlottesville. That's because, what was it called? The Unite the Right rally. There were all kinds of right-wing people there. Like, there were Kekistanis, there were white nationalists there. There were all kinds of right-wing people there, because it was called a Unite the Right rally. And now, obviously, it went downhill, and, like, there are certain people in those groups, and there are certain people at Charlottesville that probably were actual neo-Nazis. Like, I'm told there were, like, 2 or 3 people unironically waving swastika flags, and I'm also told that the rest, that pretty much everyone else at Charlottesville was like trying to keep their distance from those people, because it's like, okay, we're not going that far. No, like, don't paint us with these people. But no, like, there were all kinds of people at Charlottesville. So to say that, like, oh, someone waved a Kekistan flag at Charlottesville means it was a neo-Nazi waving that flag, it's like, no, that's false. But on Sunday, freelance journalist Joseph Trevithick tweeted a screenshot from the DVIDS. I don't know what that is. Footage showing that the contractor footage that showed the contractor wearing the Kekistan flag. A short time later, removed the video from its website. A version of the video, however, was posted to YouTube. So yeah, Richardson told HuffPost that MagAir requires its employees to obey any and all rules and regulations devised by the U.S. Army. The Army follows DoD police policy, which under the Hatch Act prohibits partisan political activity of civilian employees while they are on duty, Richardson says. So right there, assuming that's true, that's why he was immediately terminated, and that's fine. Like, that's just, like, that's perfectly justified. I have nothing against that. The only thing I'm not ranting about the fact that he got fired or anything. Like, he broke the rules, fine. I'm ranting about how absolutely atrocious this article was. Like, it's a hit piece. There's not much more to it. It's a hit piece. A hit piece on a joke. Making fun of racists. Huffington Post has resorted to attacking jokes that make fun of racists. The wearing of the Kekistan flag is a form of partisan political activity, and wearing it while on duty violated Department of Defense policy. Yes. Colonel David Butler, I cannot read today, a spokesman for U.S. Force in Afghanistan, told Huffington Post in a statement that neither the American Army nor Resolute support the symbology in this patch or any racist garbage. Yeah, I mean, they probably have never heard of it before, but yeah, it's not racist. Like, it's making fun of racists. That's the thing. And again, it's not even like it's undercover. It's that, like, people are trying to make it. It's not like the Kekistanis are, like, trying to make themselves seem racist as a joke or something, which doesn't make any sense. It's like, you talk to anyone that thinks that flag is neat, or talk to anyone that's waving that flag, and they will tell you it's a joke, it's a parody to support ethnic Kekistanis that make fun of racists. Racists on both sides of the political spectrum too. So it's not exactly a partisan thing. But no, yeah, that there's not much to it. Huffington Post says this author has failed at journalism. This author has violated any kind of integrity, I guess, he might have when it comes to writing articles, because it's like the neat thing is, now that I'm writing my own articles, like, I kind of, as long as I hold myself to that standard, I can be harder on other people, because it's like, okay, I put in the effort, why don't you? So yeah, so that's pretty much it. Like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe for more if you see someone saying, hey, Kekistan is racist, or wow, they share this article unironically and they're like, yeah, Kekistan is neo-Nazi. Yeah, share this, send this video to them and be like, no, you're wrong. But yeah, and if you want, like, I'm not even opposed to, I mean, as long as you're nice about it, as long as you're not just, like, being a jerk on the internet, I'm not opposed to, like, tweeting at Huffington Post and being like, hey, fix your article because it's wrong and it's spreading misinformation, despite that, like, they already changed it once from white nationalist to neo-Nazi. I don't know why, like, you would make that difference, which makes, like, aren't those two similar enough that it's really not worth making that change? Like, it's not really worth making a clarification, and it's still wrong. So it's like, I wish he had changed it to the right thing, but you'd have to take down pretty much the whole article, because the whole thing is just garbage. But yeah, like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe for more, and thanks for watching.